have to.
Yeah, it kind of got changed. It's
Man,
I mean,
I'm just so bad at spectating right now. What is wrong with me? So now I think I got it. Yeah. You can't turn off the chat and spectator anymore, which is kind of annoying.
I mean, it's weird, but I guess it helps us seeing those pings. It helps us seeing those callouts they have. And speaking of callouts, they're literally doing the same thing as their opponents. They're mirroring them. They're going for the blue side, bot lane invade. And we're already seeing on the map because cheeky little Granite, they're going for the same cheese. Like, look at them padding there. They're going for a roundhouse. Like, I mean, not finding anything. And maybe they know on bot lane there might be a threat. So Michigu, let's just stay right where you are. Don't overstay your welcome because we're not finding anyone. We're playing Phasmophobia. There's nothing. Like maybe want to get it out.
but now imagine Granite would have gone for the level 1 strat as well, and we would have gotten a level 1 5v5 there.
That would be insane.
How amazing would have that been?
Oh wait, but see, Granite still standing there. Oh yeah, it's a 2v2.
Oh, the ward was so good by Scrooty, who now is kind of screwed.
I don't think he is. Like Amumu can.
Oh yeah, never mind. He can start Raptors. He can start Raptors, but he does not have a blue buff if Galban goes instantly to his.
Yeah, and that also means Amumu has to start at Raptors, not getting any pulls. So that might slow down a bit. Scrooty, he has to find those things. He has to find those camps, and a slow Amumu jungle, that might be something to be wary of. Because right now, Galban is just like, yeah, he's just sitting in Amumu's blue side jungle, and Olaf is much faster when it comes to the clear. So yeah, this might be a rough start for blue side, Invul to be more precise, and yeah, I mean really good identification as well because like On and Amumu are much weaker compared to Aatrox and Olaf, so they had the comp advantage on the side, and obviously they're using it. They're experiencing it, man. It's like Doro, he loves playing Olaf, man. It's a signature pick.
Wait, did I do this scores wrong? Hey, thanks, chat.
I mean, it do be happening sometimes.
No, it's. Oh yeah, I fucked up the Granite score here.
Okay. Of course, it's 1-0 for Granite, so it's a series of 2 games. Do not forget, this is not playoffs yet.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, don't sweat it. It happens.
Yep.
Just gonna make ourselves a bit cozy because it might either be a fast game, which I doubt, or it will be a long overstating game. But nonetheless, we mentioned it in game 1. Granite is really good at just sneaking those gold points in, just almost constantly being in the lead. And even if they lose a fight, they're at a max difference of, what was it, 2 or 3k. So they're not falling behind by a lot. They are always ready to kind of run it back compared to the other teams we saw before. And I mean, no offense there, but granted, they showed how much they can stomp. They showed how much of a gold lead they can build up. And yeah, Invul, they might be the first team that really contests them.
Yeah, they did it. They did in the first game, but with that win, even if Invul's win now, Granite is still 2 wins up.
Yeah.
And if they run over their next enemies, there's no chance for Invulnerables to get to the first spot in this split, but they can take 1 game off the Granite and ruin their perfect split.
That's true. Like, I mean, we mentioned before, like the last game, it was the shot at getting the first place, because if Invul would have won both games, like we're not speaking about this one, of course, but about the last game, which already concluded, they would have had a tie with Granite. And having a tie would, as you mentioned, mean that they have a fair and a really good shot at contesting and maybe even winning the entire league right here.
At least the regular season.
At least the rankings, yeah. So that means a lot. That Granite won that, because that secured them a rather comfortable spot, even if they lose this. But we know Granite Gaming, they want to go for a perfect score. They want to establish dominance. They want to make a statement. And Invul right now, yeah, they kind of exposed Granite as being not only vulnerable, but also, like possible to fare off against. And I
Yeah.
mean, the best they could do was really just make them bleed, make them fall to their knees. They still lost this game considering how good they played it from time to time. So again, props to Invul for being such a strong opponent to this insane team. And in the game 2, after this pause, we might see how this proceeded because it was only a 5 or 6 minute break. Those players have to go in again. So yeah, that's a lot to take in.
Yes, for sure. We now have the Aatrox reconnected into the game. And so we should continue very soon. I hope at least. Because pauses aren't that good, aren't that entertaining. At least if you don't have casters that are entertaining the beautiful audience. And now your cam went out. Totally.
Yeah, it died because it was kind of overheating there, so I had to shut it down for now.
Oh, all right. Now they see your beautiful Discord profile picture in this game.
Yeah, so don't mind me. I don't know what scene we had, so you saw a big hand of mine maybe just shutting on camera because it it was getting a bit hotter than I anticipated.
Oh,
so that's cool. I mean, it was an insane game, so I wouldn't even put it against the camera. Like maybe it was a bit too much for that as well. So yeah, no problems there. I'm trying to solve it while we're in the pause, and maybe that's what I need. Seeing this game, so again, sorry for those little interruptions. But yeah, we almost got 5 minutes off.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, okay, they still have some ping issues. The good innocence.
I mean, it can happen from time to time, of course, but obviously, this you do not expect in a game, in a series.
No.
But yeah, you need those plan Bs covered, and it seems
they have one.
Yeah, it seems Innocence found himself another opportunity to reconnect, a plan B, as you might call it. So this should not take too long until we are back into the game, and yeah, I guess we're about to witness some great League of Legends yet again. At least I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's still Granit we're talking about. And we saw it in game 1. They still were really, really fast.
Mm-hmm.
They were really fast with those micro plays. They always knew what to do next. And even if they lost some, they won like two fights as an answer, as you might call it. So that just explains how insane this team is, and it also shows how insane Invul was to still fare off against them and finding themselves in a coin flip game, you might say. Like Clouddrake aside, it was a feast, man. Like it could have gone both ways. It was really, really dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. I'm taking another sip from my water right now.
Yeah, we gotta get some energy. Meanwhile, I'm trying to.
You try to fix your cam.
Yeah, I'm trying to resurrect it, you might say. Like, I mean, nothing really happened.
Back from the dead.
Something would have happened though if I would have got anything, but
setting your cam on fire.
Yeah, it can happen sometimes. Like,
would have been bad because we need you for playoffs now.
Yes. And I mean,
even with this, I'm doing some shameless self-plugging right now for our org. As you see, we are from Phoenix Revo, a caster organization, which mainly casts the German Prime League. And this Saturday, Sunday, and maybe Monday are the playoffs for Division 2 to 3. And Granit is playing as well, so we will be back on this channel, but in German. And we will also stream some other games. So if you want to know what we are streaming, who we are casting, follow us on Twitter. Follow the two of us on Twitter to stay up to date as well. And also, as we are streaming on the Granit channel, follow them if you don't do already, because they have some great content on there. And also, you maybe find your next idol in another game that maybe is not League. But now we are back in The game!
Yep, and there we go. Just finding the alternatives, and it seems Innocence is playing on a rather stable connection. So that's good to hear. I mean, we obviously want a game that kind of runs as fluid as possible, especially against the first and second place of the ladder, man. Like, you do not want any interruptions outside your control. And yeah, I mean, speak of interruptions, this Amumu just died.
Wait, what?
To the crux.
Wait, what? What just happened?
I mean, let's not forget Amumu still had to start at Raptor, so it was an alternative plan he might have not been ready for.
But we have to
almost worked out, but those Crux got some damage up the sleeves.
But the thing is, you have the buff on the jungle items for AoE spells, so that you heal more, and that you do more damage with AoE spells, so he should have been very quick and very healthy after his Raptors.
I don't know, I mean, he wasn't really, like, I don't know if the smite was or something, I mean, yeah, it does matter right now, like, you do not want to...
But it's huge, it's huge like, for Granit.
Yeah, you do not want to experience this just after a pause in this game,
no,
but
no,
Granit, of course, they're taking it for granted. That means they have a lot more control, and yeah, it's an Amumu level 2 who has to do Crux, who has no buffs whatsoever, which means Galban can just live his life in the jungle and reach level 6 very, very fast.
He will be so strong. I mean, Olaf will, in likely most of the scenarios, or like nearly every scenario, Olaf will outspeed an Amumu in the clear, but now this is taking some ridiculous measurements, some ridiculous dimensions, I even want to say here, with a farm that Galvan can build up here. And we see mid lane Amumu is helping Loti a bit, but maybe this help could end up in his death, because Galvan is there, and if the slow connects...
They can fight that. Amumu is still too weak. He's level 3 now, but okay, they did decide not to opt for it, but man, Amumu really needed this extra XP on the mid lane, because being behind this Amumu is horrible, because that means that they have to play it faster, they have to push in, they have to sacrifice those farm, they cannot really free stuff, because they need to, like, not even force fights. Like, if they force fights, they will be in such a big disadvantage, because that means that Doro can capitalize on that and just run it in as Olaf. And you do not want that with Invul.
No, not at all.
So yeah, that means Grudy has to play the slow game, but again, it's still in Amumu, so this mishap should hopefully not matter too much in the later parts of the game. But that does mean that, again, Galban is in a rather comfortable spot.
Yeah, we already saw some backports
Speaking of fights,
in, but maybe now top lane we have the gank. The auto attack for the Brittle Park could not connect quite now. Nice chain here from Innocence, but Galvan is there. The bandage does connect. Innocence is staying alive very long, but now gets taken down by Firex. Galvan takes Grudy and is chasing down the Ornn here. Takes down one, but they trade only 1 for 1, but maybe now Wixo is in danger. Dr. Chaos and Michigu maybe see an opportunity, but the cow can just walk out, live his life a little bit longer. But
what
top
a redemption
lane
arc already, man. I mean, having no double or whatever, that doesn't mean I can still hit my Qs, man. Like, he was going in, he was finding the fight, getting the call, and even getting first blood. Losing his life in the aftermath, but that shouldn't really matter too much, because like he doesn't really have anything to give other than a bit XP, and yeah, that's it. So really, really good fight there by Invul, which means there might be a lot more top control, and level 6, yeah, they're evening it out in level. So Innocence cannot really take control at the lane too much. He can farm up though, which means that he will be in a slight lead, going with the Cull and getting some gold in to stack up that gore drink that he really needs.
And also, we see the Bramble Vest early against the Aatrox by the Ornn. Very good item choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. to take this into consideration. They ping that the teleports are available and they are starting this Drake Michigu. Maybe now in danger as he took the Blastcom, but Wixu looks like the one who's catched, but Gavin is already level 6, but he loses so much resistances and gets bursted down. The Drake now in danger to be taken by Invuls. Alistar is traded here, but what are they losing? Scooty! Yeah, you are a very dead mommy here, a sad little dead mommy. They are trading 2 for 1, but Invuls are getting the Drake.
Watch me giving myself a handicap like that, just falling minutes. Like before minutes, he just fell to the crux up there. But
maybe
right
now Sahira is in danger because Orn
Yeah.
is there as well. He still has flash. Level 6 for Loti is available, but the ultimate was used in the last fight, so no danger for Sahira there. Has to use the cleanse, so that spells out. And another opportunity for Syndra when she has her ultimate back up to maybe one-on-one this Victor.
Oh, Invul is still fighting this, man. They're not giving away any chances, like, and that's the thing about Amumu, because all he really needs to do is hit those wonderful shots,
Yes.
just exist in the midst of the team fight, and even getting the smite out, getting the first Drake in the game. The next one is gonna be an Inferno,
wait
so
a
we're gonna see what
second.
map it will be.
Why is this Aatrox bot lane?
Oh, they're already swapping this.
That is a very nice move by Granit here.
Yep, and they have to adapt to that, of course. So On will be on the bot lane, and that means the Herald control will play out a bit differently, and this will definitely be a priority, because Scrooty already has the...
And they are so
Already
much
has the crap in
faster
check.
on it. And Granit is already there when Involts are now on the move. Jin doesn't even
Yeah, what a timing.
left the base yet, and Granit just plays this very, very smart. Alistar is there, but they don't want to continue this Herald. They want to take this Syndra. Now Olaf is in danger again. Galvan just gets bursted down. This Olaf is not popping off by now. Scriptor takes Dr. Chaos down as well, and Granit are tumbling at the moment. Scrooty is doing a very good job, and this Olaf is not working out at all for Granit.
Oh man, that's all that Scrooty needs, man. He just needs to burn up a bit, and all of a sudden, like, they were ready. They were being a bit delayed though, but the Herald was not made in time, so that means the fight could unfold, and that means they had the stronger opportunities. They had the CC. The Amumu was on level 6 because he got as much XP as he possibly could, and that's what he really needs. Because you have an Amumu level 6, you have an Alistar up there, and yeah, all of a sudden you have the CC chain you really need. And even an Olaf, he can proc his ult, but that does not mean he can block the
Now the
damage.
mid lane
and,
gank,
speaking
no
of damage-
solar flare available, but the Zenith Blade. Nice flash here by Loti, who gets taken down, but it's a 1-for-1 trade, and now Wixu's there. But also Scrooty and, well, Sahira has backup, so he won't die. I just wanted to say you are maybe dead here, but he has his Olaf
awareness.
who, yeah, popped the ghost to be there in time to save his mid laner. But yeah, it was kind of a good roam. Imagine the soul of there would have been available, so the level 6 for Leona. Now Alistar just going in there, aggressive with his Hex Flash to hold the lane for Jin, who is in the mid lane by now.
Yep, and right now we are seeing, as you mentioned, the bot lane in mid instead. And man, like, Galban was ready to save his mid laner, so in the end of the day, it was still worth. Like, Sahura did get the kill. He has a 2-0 lead, but it's still pretty hard considering how much work Scooty can do already. Although he was behind before. Like, the Marco just went to Invul. Like, they got both Drake and Herald, and considering how much work Galban did in the jungle, that's really not something you want to see as Granit. So they might have to being a plan unfolds to maybe even out things. And Aatrox might be one of them.
Yeah, Aatrox might be a big thing here. He is up in farm. He is not up in items right now. I think he has something in some more in his pocket. Ooh, nice cancel there by Innocence. Nice micro play. But we have to see. The God Drinker is now finished for Galvan. And the thing I'm wondering now, what can this Olaf do? Like, he loses a lot of resistances in the team fight, and in the early stages we saw what happens with him. It's such a meta where you have champions that do a lot of damage, even tanks do tons of damage, and losing resistances isn't the best thing to have in your kit right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. And this is going to mean a lot when it comes to those fights. And of course, we're seeing the items being unfolded like
Is
Olaf.
there a 5v5 on our way?
Oh, I don't know. Yes, because the Drake is about to spawn, and that means Infernal map. But for that, the Infernal Drake needs to fall. And you do not want to give the advantage to Invul. So, of course, you want to fight it out when you're Granit. And Olaf, he has a God Drink on hand, so he has some fight potential.
Dr.
And he wants to fight it.
Dr. Chaos is still not level 6. He still has to reach it. He's now going to the wave to get it.
It's gonna be rough.
That was very smart. So he now also has reached level 6. The Herald takes down some plates on the bot lane tier 1 for Granit. Wixu is kind of low, but he has the ultimate to get some more tanky here. Now we have to look for the on ultimate to open up this fight probably. They are playing it very slow on both sides. Aatrox is looking for a flank into the back line of Invulns, and it is slow. It is slow how they play it, and it's so right from both sides because no one wants to lose this fight here.
Yeah, they do not want to give away the advantage they have, and speaking from Granit's side of things, they do not want to give away this dragon. Like that would mean that 2 dragons are gone, just like that. And you want that early advantage because that's what made Granit strong. And now the
started it. Now the ultimate is used. Also, Mumu is in there. Gets a 2-man ultimate, and Innocence is bursts down instantly. But now also Alistair down. And Mumu is still alive. Jin takes 2. Jin maybe takes 3. But now Sayura's there. He has no mana. Michigu ults forward, but it's very, very short. Now gets bandage toss, but the cleanse is there. And now the Amumu is in danger. The 4 by Scriptor does a lot of damage. Sahira still has no mana, but the Q is just enough. Michigu and Sahira are now on to Firex. The Void Seeker finishes him up.
What an intelligent fight.
I think it was an ace.
It wasn't, it was an unofficial ace in my call. Like, they just barely respawned, but man, what a huge fight. What an intelligent fight. It was like bit by bit, like almost like a meal. Sahira was in there and just getting the damage done. Even without mana, like the regeneration is up. Man, oh, I can fathom it in words. Just getting those Dark Seal stacked damage by damage, being the threat. And you wanted a Sahira game. There you have a Sahira game, man. That was a performance. Not only him though, but also Michigu. Like those 2 guys, they stepped it up extra in this fight. They were being enabled by the rest of Granit.
Yeah, but the thing I want to talk about, like Innocence. Okay, he just got bursted by everything there. He does not have had any counterplay. But also the Olaf. Like, he ulted again to get out of the Amumu ult. Like, Curse of the... Is it Curse of the Sad Mummy? His ultimate? I think so.
I mean, it should be. It definitely is a big age, though.
Yeah, to get out of the Amumu ultimate. And we saw again, he was so squishy. The damage Lotitian and... Loftition, sorry. And Scriptor did to him was immense. And yeah, he still has to get some more items until he becomes a threat and does not get bursted down instantly.
Yeah, but that also means more time to get those Sunfire Ages up because Amumu has one right now. That means it's gonna be a big threat in those fights. So you want to shut down that Amumu really quick because he died at the hands of Victor, but he was alive for a really long time. Like this Drake, it was still for Invul. Like Invul still got that Infernal Drake. They lost the fight, but they won the Drake. They won the macro, and yeah, that's not an easy feat really. That means the fights are gonna be pretty long, maybe longer than Granit really wants. So when it comes to time, they know that Olaf needs a bit more than that, and that's why they're immediately going for stuff. Granit going for the Herald.
Nice one here, getting the second Herald to maybe take down some of these T1 turrets. They are instantly... No, these were the pings of Invulns coming into the mid lane here to protect it. And now bot lane, we have another gank. The Godrink has finished for Aatrox, but what can he do? Curse of the Sad Mummy into Ornhorn, and no chance for him without Merc Treads to do anything. He wasn't able to move at all, and that was such a nice combo there from Invulns.
Yeah, but that also means more control on mid. The Heralds eating it.
Oh! Close one.
Yep, it was not enough. Herald's being placed just in range, and yeah, we saw Aatrox on the bot lane, so he cannot confidently side lane against the other top lane.
What the
Oh,
heck
the
is
style,
Sahira
wait.
doing with Scripter? Cleanses out. Victor ultimate. What are you doing, Scripter? You
Oh, he wanted to
cannot
get it off.
stand still against the Victor ultimate. You just cannot.
Oh, he wanted to get off the last bit of damage he possibly could. So the idea was there, of course, but so was the Storm Cloud from Victor. So yeah, the Russian professor having the upper hand right there. So yeah, Victor is pretty fat. He does a lot of damage, and Jin could have tanked it, but not against this one. So yeah.
I mean, you can easily outrun a Victor ultimate at some point. Why does he stand still there?
I mean, maybe he wanted to opt for the shutdown money, of course. He wanted to even things out, maybe. But that also means putting such a big risk. So I can definitely see why you're being surprised here.
But
And
oh, man.
yeah, this is not something you want to see, obviously. But on the other hand, for Granit right there, really good fighting gauge. And that means that Sahiro is indeed a big threat in this game. So we are almost always looking at Doro in the wrong way. Like, Doro isn't really like the reason for those kills and stuff. He's mostly enabling his teams being the threat. So if you ignore Doro, he will do the work. If you ignore Innocence, he will do the work. And that means, like, you cannot
Ignore
CC
them,
everyone. You have to ignore someone.
But
And Sahiro was being ignored.
yeah, Sahiro is being ignored and he is popping off. Also, Michigu, isn't that in? Is not in a bad spot right now.
Yep, he has a Kraken Slayer. That's a Kaiser that is
Now
more
the next-
dangerous than you might expect in this state of game.
The Drake is started by Granit. The
it's a
TP is
mountain
coming out by the Syndra here. Dr. Chaos is zoning. Invul's right there. Good job by him. His team meanwhile took the Drake, and this is the first one for Granit, delaying the soul point.
Luxo going for this aggressive place. And,
Solar Flare?
yeah.
Wave Clear Solar Flare. More likely.
Yeah, that
But-
doesn't really change the fact
nah.
that it will fall. But that means we have 5 men on mid, so we're almost playing Aram there. Like, top lane and mid lane are still being on the way. So, potential sandwich maybe. Maybe they might even look for a fight there.
This could be a nice flank by Sahira. Also, the TP of Innocence would have been available for a flank. I just choose the wrong scene.
Oh, okay, yeah, Michigo's the seed, like as we saw it. So obviously there won't be anything that will unfold, sadly. But yeah, we just saw the amount of control that Invul want to build up. Of course, they want to kind of mimic the pace that Granit has, and they want to do it better. They want to do it more faster, and it's still an impressive feat considering how behind their jungler was in those first minutes. They still managed to focus it on teamfights, almost winning those teamfights in the process. But yeah, they somehow need to macro against this big team, and they have the first turret gold on their side. Like, not only mid but also bot already fell, and yeah, this will be a rather different game. Like, I don't think it will be as long as the last one, but it will be a scrawny one. So it's not something that's definitely for one side, even though the Fat Victor is on Granit's side.
Yeah, he is a threat, and I also have to say, the gold lead isn't that big. It's only 400 gold for Granit at the moment. So we have to watch out for that. Because right now, you can see it, but we can. Invuls are moving up to the top side of the map. They want to acquire early vision for a Nash that is a possibility for Granit to take very, very quick. Because of Kaiser, because of Olaf, because of Aatrox. Also Victor, when he's very fed, has high DPS on such objectives as a Nash. And they don't want to give it up for free, like they know how to play around a sneaky Nash. They showed us last game, how to play around a Baron Nashor you want to get. You sacrifice the Drake for it, and then just are like, alright, well, we take it. And Granit can do the same, because they now have one Drake. It's like the same situation, like last game only, that they swap sides.
Yeah. It's like the reverse, yeah, as you mentioned. So yeah, it's a really interesting game in terms of macro. Like, not something you see on not something you see every day, especially when you count preseason. Because like preseason, I mean, we are seeing the items. It's something special. Like we have 2 Gore Drinkers, we have 2 Sunfire Angels in the map, so it will be something to look out for. We also have a lot of burst damage though, so
Yeah.
yeah, that Eclipse Jhin is doing some work for now, but yeah, the same thing goes for Kai'Sa. Hail of Blades, Kraken Slayer does a lot of damage to this front line of theirs. Like that On doesn't fight for too long. He still takes some time to even further scale into the game, but he's already a big, big problem. Also, Amumu, like they both have the meta item, as you might say.
The meta item. The
The
one
meta item, man.
and only Sunfire Legion.
Yep, and Alistar's on the way.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, he
he's not
also
gonna
is
take
on
long
the
as
way
well.
getting it. On the other hand, we have a Leona, which is most likely opting for a Locket.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But hey, well, we will see how this plays out. Victor has Leandri's Anguish for his chosen for his first item. We saw some changes to it in this patch. We saw some changes to Luden's and to Leandri's. Leandri's burns less, and I think Luden's gives less movement speed and less ability power, if I'm right. I don't know it.
I'm not sure in the last one,
But,
so
yeah.
we might take the safe
Yeah.
route there. But
Yeah.
I mean, slight
It's-
adjustments, yeah.
Yeah, slight adjustments to make the variety you can go. There is a third Lost Chapter item in Everfrost, which you can build, which isn't that bad. Like, you have
No,
some
not at all.
champions that can use it very,
yeah.
very well. Like Silas, for example, who is good, very good if you want to build a mana item, which you should do.
Yeah, like I mean, it depends, of course. Like it is interesting though. Like of course, on characters like Silas who are kind of struggling to find their way into preseason, but Everfrost itself, it established itself like a really interesting item. Like you basically get an alternative version of a Cassiopeia ult, you know, just combined with the
Yeah.
set W from the visual cause, but you
I-
either slow or you stun. That's
Yeah.
what I'm going for.
I like
And,
to call it a buffed up GLP.
Yeah, you might say it. Yeah, like it's a weird item, but it's just fun to use. Like even if it doesn't really fit well into the constellation of your items, it's still a fun to use active item from time to time. But again, time will tell. For now, in this mid lane matchup, we have Leandris and
Ludens.
Ludens. So yeah, as soon as we get the pause done, though. By the way, I hope the flickering is not a problem no more. If it is, then I'm terribly sorry for that.
Your cam is still not on my screen.
Oh, it isn't. Oh, of course it isn't. Wait, I have to.
Oh,
put
now
it
it is.
Oh,
No,
okay,
it is.
perfect.
I just had to click a button. I did
That's
not
okay.
even notice that you turned your cam back on,
Oh,
to be honest.
I mean, I did it whilst you were explaining, so of course I have to use the timing and do the thing, and do the thing indeed, because the pause is still going on, and of course we want the highest quality possible. So we want a good game here. We do not want any interruptions, be it a reconnect, disconnect, whatever. And yeah, this time it falls onto Michigo though.
It's kind of a Resident Sleeper situation at the moment. It's I mean, we have already
we have
40
minute left. Like keep in mind, we have 1 minute
minutes.
left. It's only 50 minutes for each team.
Yeah, but I think you can still argue if there are some major problems that you say, all right, you can have it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, obviously this would be yeah, a bit on a lower note, of course, like considering how insane the first game was, and right now it's yeah, I mean, obviously you're in it to win it, right? And sportsmanship is just as important, but considering all your, I mean, you want to play by the rules, you know, like this is a rough thing, and especially after that first set game, you had such a nail biter, such a back and forth, and to end it in such a way might be not really the ending you might look for. And 10 seconds left, so right now it's between the teams, and as you mentioned, it's gonna be between the staff as well, because those 50 minutes are over now. Both disconnects were on the red side, and so there's not really a lot you could do. Like first Innocence had some connection problems, and right now it is Michigo. So you have to proceed the game, it seems, because this is the rules. Okay, they're asking Outman though. So
Okay,
we're gonna
they're
have
asking
a
her.
bit of a different game. So obviously, I mean, for my part, that makes me sad. But this is not
Yeah.
something that anyone wanted to go for. Like that's not anyone's fault, you know. Of course, you want to establish a really good connection, and they had one.
Mm.
Yeah, it's kind of a low foot. So unlucky, as I might say it.
I'm leaning back already. Okay, they're saying that Michigan will be back in 1 minute.
Okay, it seems
So
the power died. So
shouldn't be that long of a pause. But I'm getting
no, not
comfortable.
anymore.
It's like I don't like these kind of pauses. I just want to have the game be fast paced, be consistent. Like these breaks take out the flow of the players, and I think even
Just like
for
anyone, yeah.
us, even for us.
Yeah, I mean, for anyone watching, really, like, I mean, pauses are necessary, but nobody wants pauses, of course. Like, we
Yeah,
saw it plenty of times whenever it happened at LEC, at Worlds. Like, it wasn't for too long, but it almost always afflicts anyone. And
yeah,
you're just as right. Like, not only, especially the players, of course, but also the production and the viewer spectating. And why would anyone like go for these things?
yeah.
And
Sure. It's like not entertaining to watch two clowns explaining League of Legends.
yeah, I mean, as best as they could possibly do. And I mean, is it really explaining? Like, we are still somewhat lost in preseason. Like, we got
Yeah, kinda.
some plans. We got some plans, maybe, but this is like the first iteration. And we got fixes and patches like almost every week. If they matter or not, that's, yeah, time will tell. And yeah, so right now, it's. Yeah, it's a thing between them. Like there's still something at stake, and I cannot really say anything against Invul for that matter. I mean, obviously they want the points, they want the games, and of course you're in it to get those wins, to get those points. But from Granit's perspective, I mean, they're trying the hardest. Like they're still playing the game. They want a good game, and this is like the showdown they've been waiting for against the second place, like the closest contender to that title. And speaking of which, Michigo is back, so it seems we can proceed.
Get your seats in an upright position. We
Oh
will
yeah, right.
be
Taking the posture, right?
starting soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just me at the moment because I brought my chair back by a bit
No, I mean,
to
I
make me
should have.
comfortable. And the time is
Yep.
getting down. One, and we are back in game finally after
Okay, so
around
it's
18
not
minutes pause.
Yeah, it's not an anticlimactic ending at least. So
Yeah.
yeah, it will take a bunch, but yeah, we're in it. We're in it again, and those two teams, as mentioned, they're in it to win it. And right now, whoever gets the win will secure himself a really good point. You know, a point they really need. Like it's either Granit just establishing themselves as the first place, or it is Invul who will not really establish themselves, but who will kind of build up a gap and just secure a win against Granit Gaming in their books.
Yes. And they
With
are
an Amumu
showing.
who died in minute 3.
And they're also showing that they are one of the top competitors behind Granite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
Like,
they
this was,
especially in the first game, we saw that. Oh no,
oh, unlucky.
me no likey.
No, and yeah, I mean they have to resume the game. Like the only alternative would be to forfeit the game because the 50 minutes are up, and they even overdid the 50 minutes.
But
because
now,
of,
top lane
ADCs.
gank is happening. Bandage Toss is already out. Curse of the Sad Mummy won't stun him up because he has the Banshees. But the
Yep,
CC
and he's
chain
dead.
is huge, and they don't even need the Amumu ultimate by now. Ooh, Victor is doing quite a lot here. Sahira may be looking for a kill, does not have the flash available. And what was that red strike there? Oh, it was the Deadly Flourish by Jin. I see.
Yeah.
But that was very well played by Sahira there.
He almost like he went home with almost a kill, but again, you're 5-0. You do not want to give away the gold, but right now, Sahira being, yeah, I almost wanted to mention it. Like, if you got to pick on Sahira and fight against a 4-man team, it's not really a game you want to play. And obviously, Sahira was kind of off there, and yeah, like just go on. Like just like they're saying, there's no alternative really. They have to play this out, and it is a 4v5, unfortunately. So yeah, this might be something to look out for, I guess.
I think you just saw my depression, my visible depression, as the next boss came on.
It's just so unfortunate. It's like cursed times, and obviously we're all kind of sad about it. I mean, considering we still had the first game. Like the first game, it's still in the books. This was like the game we were looking out for. So the second game, after Granit's win, it doesn't really matter too much. So it mostly is experience. And again,
but it's still a downer.
Of course, yeah, it definitely is. It's not something you want to see on the big stage, of course, and not between the first and second place. Like we had so many fast games, and right now we have a nail biter set. So, I mean, it is what it is, you know. We just trying to play it around, just see what we could do, but yeah, this is something that is really unfortunate.
Well, I think this is the real test for Granit right now. If they win a 4v5 here, I don't know. I'm leaving. I'm quitting casting, and I don't know. I start believing in the I don't know, the Gotcha Tulu or something.
I mean, it's still Granit Gaming you're talking about. Don't lose hope. What do you mean? Like, it's still we have an Olaf Aatrox double God drinker combination. I mean, I don't know. There can still be stuff happening, but yeah, not in terms of macro, because when it comes
now
to this,
maybe there's the Fire Curse of the 7 Mommy is used after the bandages. In order to make also use Zahira is the target, they have to focus. Now they take down Olaf on Granit's side, and Granit is doing a great job in this fight. They're taking down 2. Rixu is now the target, is stunned up by the Daybreak, is taken down by Innocence, who's gotten a double kill, and for some reason Granit wins this for the a fight in a 4v5 situation.
I don't know.
What? I don't. I just won't say anything.
I mean, how long is your contract going? Because I don't know if you want to quit casting just now. Like, we need you for playoffs, my man. So, I mean, it doesn't look really good. Like, it's almost a 1k advantage.
There's this term called caster curse, but I think I cast a cursed Invuls here.
I hope not. I mean, like you mentioned, it afflicts both players and the game. So this is a weird game on top of that. But keep in mind, XP will go to only 4 players. Farm will only go to 4 players. So maybe Granit puts the big brain here and just tries to adjust as best as they could. But that would mean giving up a lot of macro. Because in terms of macro, Invul can just like abuse anything they have right now. Like, they are in it. They are in it to win it. I'm saying it a 5th time. I'm saying it a 6th time. They have to win it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, horsemanship, it does also mean that you're trying your hardest.
Chaos. Nice sidestep on the bandage toss there.
Oh, they are fighting. They do not want to forfeit this. They are just trying it all. They are testing their limits. And if Granit pulls this off, I don't know what to say, really. This will go down in history of the LCSS.
This will be the most insane thing a team would have pulled up. They play a 48-minute game against the second place, against their top contender. Then, in the second game, their AD carry disconnects and they pull off a 4v5 win. What story would that be?
Yeah, I mean, too bad we have tanks on the side of Invul. So
yeah, true. There's the problem, and they don't have a Kai'Sa to shred them. But now, what is getting shredded is this Nash for Invuls, and will Granit contest it? Oh yeah, they are so in it. Aatrox is TPing in, Ornn is a bit behind, and Zahira has a flank. Dr. Chaos, Innocent, Zahira, Galvin, all are there. Ornn is now coming in with the Ornn. Zahira is already low, has the flash out, gets taken down, and that's the main carry at the moment, who is down. But also Scrooty is down. So it's a 3v4. Aatrox is flashing onto Jhin. The Alistar is taken down by Galvin. And Jhin is kind of out of the fight. And Granit still playing good on this fight. It's taken down 2 and losing only 1.
Yeah, they got the flash out on top of that. So Jhin has no sum. So whenever it comes to the next fight, Invul have to watch their backs really. And there's no Nash being taken. So that means more time. More time for Michigan to find himself in the game.
He's back!
In it. He's back and he will get a lot
Oh,
of
man.
XP to somehow find his way in. This is still a
Alright.
true damage Kaiser. This is still a Kraken Slayer Kaiser. I
Yeah.
mean, so
Alright,
you might
Granit.
want to watch out for that.
Just
might be
put
dangerous.
this boy on a lane where he does not have to share XP to get to somewhat an even level with the opposing AD carry, and I don't know,
game is
to
this game
get him back. And oh my god, then the fights would be even more insane for Granit. But we have to consider, if Invuls now start grouping up and focusing down Zahira like they did in the last fight, you have to consider Kai'Sa isn't strong at the moment.
On one hand, yes,
She's
but
80 CS down, 3 levels.
80. I mean, do not forget, that does mean that they have to ignore both Innocence and Galban, who both have not only Black Cleaver, but also on Olaf's side, the Starax and, yeah, the God Drinker on respective sides. So you do not want to just let them pass by, because we see Aatrox doing a lot of damage, we see Olaf just running down an entire team. So this is an ultimatum you have to watch out for. You need that AP damage you have in your team, and of course, Loft, Scrudy, and Scriptor, all really good at scaling. On will just help them out alone.
Oh, but now maybe Scrudy is catched here by Innocence.
No, he will not
He
fight
has the Black Cleaver, the item I talked about in the beginning, which is very, very good at shredding tanks.
He's still really tanky though, so Scrudy might have to watch out. 48 seconds until the next Mountain Drake, and yeah, 2 Drakes on both sides. A Mountain Soul would obviously be perfect for Invul. And I think, yeah, that's
Firex, what are you doing there? He is just upgrading an item or crafting an item, but now Scrudy! He's catched by the Solar Flare! The Set of Flame connects his way, Curse of December, he used the 5 people! But there is no follow-up!
This is the Baron call? Kai'Sa is level 11, but she still needs 2 damage, and I mean, I'm just
it's a level 16 Victor!
Oh no, this is horrible! I almost feel bad laughing, because this is such a cursed game for both sides. Like, this is not something you want to see, but I mean, it is what it is. Stuff's happening, and yeah, okay, we're seeing a Baron and a Drake.
We saw that last game! Invuls are going to the Nash. They don't have a jungler, but neither does Granit and this Nasher. No, Rixu, you are too far forward at this moment. Has the ultimate to get out there. And Granit takes over the game again now on 3 Mountain Drakes. They're compensating that they have no tank. They were like, okay, we just don't draft tanks in this game because we plan to get 4 Mountain Drakes and a soul, I guess.
I mean, they have a Leona with Lockets, so combined with the sheer amount of shields that they have, combined with the God Drinker, so those are going to be disgusting fights to win for Invul. They have the tanks on deck, but that means they have to get those cooldowns as well. And so far, Pyrex did a really, really good job hitting those big on ults, but will he do it again? Ooh. I don't know, man. Only time will tell, because so far the macro is getting back into Granit's hands, and this is exactly what they need to get this Baron control, to cancel the Baron attempt.
And now imagine, you are a full armor Amumu, and there's a Victor with Leandri's Anguish and avoid stuff against you.
Yep, like he is not fat anymore. I mean, he's still fat. He doesn't have any shutdown gold anymore, but he did have a lot before. That one fight at the Dragon Pit helped him to get into the game, to like manage the pace of the game, to control the pace of the game. And look at his items now. This man is stacked up. He does not want to lose this game. He wants to try, and yeah, we see Michigu farming it up as fast as humanly possible, getting the next item. And man, will it be dangerous.
Also level 12 has, he has catched up a bit. Not that much as I thought. They're not letting him have that much solo XP to grant some more level. But hey, it's fine, because Nature is available and they have Innocence in the side lane to push this in. Now Firex is backporting to take on this bot wave. Meanwhile, we see Innocence moving up and the other members of the teams playing around the Nash, and yeah, it's a little bit of damage Rixu takes here. Also interesting item choice. Can tank for Alistair.
He went for the camping just to kind of compensate the mobility that not only Kaiser but also Aatrox somewhat has. I mean, he has some dashes, so he can move around. Also, Olaf, on the other hand, has the wit's end, so he will stay alive for a long time in those fights. This is gonna look really funny when it comes to the big 5v5s. But for now, they're establishing control on the Nashor's pit.
And the
Love is on the top side though.
And the kind of problem I see here is if Granit takes down the carries of Invul, they don't have damage, but the damage by Galvin is insane! Scripter has no chance to escape, and now Amumu is deep in, but Victor is basically dealing him true damage. Now Loft wants to take down Sahira, but there's no damage by him. Michigu's now going forward, takes down the Amumu, but gets taken down in return, and now only the Syndra is there for Invuls, and that's the thing. I just said it. If Granit takes down the carries, if they take down Jhin, if they take down Syndra, there is no damage left. There are basically 3 tanks and nothing more. And what the heck has Galvin done with Crypta? Galvin has 3 items, and now this Olaf is popping. It's just the early game he had to get through.
Yeah, Ghost, ult, and you're just going in. You have the wit's end, you have everything you need, and the Gorging on top of that. So that will definitely be a Baron for Granit Gaming, unless there's a hero play that Pyrex kind of opts for, but I really doubt that. The Baron is in Granit's hands, and I don't think it's over.
Oh my god, Galvin! You are just shredding through Vixu here, and also Loft no chance to survive double kill for the Viking. And Granit are fighting.
My head, not because of performance, but like this game is still so cursed, and that's seeing this 5v4 victory possibly being slipped away like that. Like you had a 20-minute break. You just had a game in between a game, you might say, and this just lost a lot of momentum, a lot of game plan possession that Invul had before. So that must be really, really frustrating for them, which I can totally understand. But it doesn't change the fact that, the boys from Granit just lived through that. Just held that momentum upwards and just kept their heads up to somehow find the pace into the game, and that deserves a really big props, because those were their connecting issues, those were their problems. They were in the 4v5 before, and somehow they managed to not lose their cool and go for the soul as well. So this might look really dangerous, especially with that Baron Nashor up. The lanes are pushing, the mid is pushing.
This is the soul point for Granit. They are going to get, if they take down this Drake, and this would be a huge, huge thing for them. RTP is coming in. The Ornhorn is available. And Drake also has lost some HP. Granit has a very fast Nash if they want to commit here, but they are using the Solar Flare to get rid of the Banshees. Now Ornhorn is used, and Mumu is in there. He wants to fight them, but they are focusing down Scrudy. No chance! Now the Mountain Drake goes to Granit. Knockup was huge, but how will Invuls win this if they have, tanks, but Granit has the damage and on every position to win this game. Sahira is doing so much. Galvin now as well. Also Michigu, he's back in it. He's level 14. 2.5 items.
He did lose farm, but he didn't lose any life, so he didn't get away those shutdown money you had there. But man, you mentioned Galvin. He's 6-3 all of a sudden, having wits and having the Gore Drinker, and Innocence all of a sudden. He cannot die.
Oh my god, you have to be careful, Scripter, if you still want to play this game. No chance to survive. Also, Loft is taken down. Now Galvin wants to take down Wixu, and he can do easily, because this Viking is angry and does damage for 10 people. And also the Solar Flare now is the death sentence for Scrudy, and